A quick thing before we start. I've moved my mic position for streaming, but I think it was too close to me, so it sounds a bit like that sometimes. Too many plosives and blowing on the mic and stuff. So just so no one thinks it's weird that that's now happening, I've noticed it and I'm going to fix it for next time. Alright, enjoy the video. Alright, this game's about to end, so I might as well do my little intro. Battlefield 5 has a team bouncer test going on in Breakthrough, and I made a video yesterday about my concerns for it, and then I went and played it. So if you want to watch that video first to inform this video, cool, link will be in the description. Either way, I'm here to talk about it live today, just my thoughts without a script, as many of you enjoyed that last time. And we're not on Breakthrough because I can't stand Breakthrough, and I put myself through 3 or 4 hours of it on stream last night to test it out. So this is Conquest, and yeah, we'll see what I think about it, and you should give me your thoughts as well in the comments below. Thank you very much. Here we go. This video is brought to you by the Board of Awesome from the epic people that support the channel on Patreon, and the current goal for the channel is to hit 60k subscribers, now at 58k. And many of you watch my videos without subscribing, possibly without realizing. So if you don't want to miss out, now might be a good time to do so. So if you're new here or want to see more, hitting subscribe would be massively appreciated. Thank you so much. I'm not going to explain the team bouncer because that's what the video yesterday was for, but I am going to assess it. Remember, this is just a test, this is an early point, and this is without them having our feedback, so please do provide them with your feedback on Twitter, on Reddit, on the forums, etc. But my early assessment of the test is that it's not as bad as it ultimately could have been. I don't think it's great, but this is not the worst case scenario at all. I still had a reasonable time playing, and it wasn't as disruptive as it could have been, and it is very, very nice to avoid mass squads stomping the lobby consistently. You know, maybe you've played against the JMR clan or whatever on Xbox or whoever it may be on your platform, and they might have a really good squad that's in, or they might have 2 or 3 or 4 squads that's in, you know, they're just stacking up, and they just keep rolling the lobby, and Battlefield never moves anyone around. Wow, I really am tired and can't aim. Well, now that's less of a problem, because you, or they, or everyone, or whatever, are going to get moved quite often, which is nice. At least we can avoid that aspect of it. And no, it wasn't as disruptive as it could have been, as I said. When I did get moved, I got moved into pretty much fresh servers, and although it was empty or not very populated, and this does become a pain, by the way, but it doesn't take as long as you might have imagined for it to fill up again. DICE seems to have programmed it to make a serious effort to fill back up again fairly quickly and keep things rolling. Does anyone want to shoot that man? I guess I would do it. I need a medic. I'll go back and get some health. Yay, attrition. And let me really stress this. This is not traditional skill-based matchmaking. I don't think I made that clear enough in my video yesterday. That was completely accidental. So skill-based matchmaking, as many people think of it, is when you get put into a lobby of solely players around your ability. That is not what this balancer is here to do. That is not what it is trying to do, and it's not reasonable to try to do that in a lobby with 32 players or 64 players or whatever. It's just not going to be feasible, especially not on Battlefield 5 with a pretty low play base right now. But even in Battlefield 6, it wouldn't be a particularly great idea. So no, they're not trying to do that. So please don't worry that it's actual skill-based matchmaking in that form. What it actually is a lobby balancer with skill-based elements, which I still don't like, but it's not full-on skill-based matchmaking. Now, let's get into what actually happened to me while I was playing. Well, I've found that I got moved almost every game. I think there was one round where I didn't get moved, but pretty much every game I got moved to a different server, which was way more than I anticipated. So when I said in my video yesterday, this isn't going to affect me as much as some of you out there because I don't play with a stat squad, I was wrong. If you do well, or you play with some randoms that are doing alright and you do well, or whatever, you get moved. If you're good at this game, you're going to get moved a hell of a lot. That seems to be pretty much the rule now. Try and change angle for a sec. Oh, before anyone asks me, this is the Braider in single fire mode. That's what I'm using if you ever want to go and copy what it is I'm doing in the video. So yeah, my estimation would be if you're good or your squad is good or whatever, you're going to get moved like 90+% of the time, which I think is too much currently, and I think they should tone it down. So I'm trying to read my bullet points and play and talk about my thoughts. It's a lot to do. Do you mind, Mr. Plane Man? So yeah, besides just playing with a stacked team and getting moved, there's also if you're good, you're probably going to get moved because you're carrying your squad, or if you play with a random on your squad that happens to be good, or a couple or whatever, you're also then going to be moved a lot because it does seem to move the whole squad from my current experience. Now, one of the undeniably large downsides of this constant moving from server to server was, or is going to be if it's not changed, the map rotation. So if you're into a game, you're looking forward to that next map, or you just don't want to play the same maps over and over again, essentially what you've got now is just random maps with no set order. So you might play, as I found on the stream last night actually, I can't remember what it was, but I played a map, and then one that I didn't really want to play, but I played through it, and then I got moved server, server, so I got onto a different map, which I guess is okay, even though it's somewhere else in the rotation. But then it got moved again from that one, and it was back onto the map I had played 2 rounds before that I didn't really want to play, which is not a great scenario, I think we can all agree. This also obviously negates the server browser. So when people are trying to pick a server to play a certain map, or certain few maps in the rotation, or play a server that's got lots of people in it, or play on a server that gives them a good ping, whatever it may be, we lose control of that with this system in place. Which is why I would much rather have a lobby rebalancer, whether it be random as my top choice or somewhat skill-based to balance it, within the lobby, not switching servers all the time. I just don't think that is a good idea. But I'm not here to hate on it. It's good that we are getting something to try to improve things. There's something going on here. There we go. Even though it's 2 years down the line for BF5, let's be honest, this is being tested for BF6, really. But it's cool that something is in place to try to alleviate the problems with lobbies being rolled and dying off because they're getting stomped and no one gets moved. I would really just like to see what we had in BF1 come back, but at the minute, that isn't what we have. Now, I'm really scared, as I said in my video yesterday, that this might mean they're planning to get rid of the server browser, because at the minute, what's the point in it if you're getting moved to a different map all the time? I think that would be terrible. I think the server browser is a huge asset for Battlefield that some, or quite a lot of competitors within the genre, the FPS genre, don't have. I love the server browser. The fact you can pick the map you want to play on, or how many people in the lobby, or what your ping is, the most important one, what your ping is. Getting rid of that would be not good. I don't like quick searching in Battlefield at all, so being forced to do that is not the one for me. Now, in my experience last night, and it is a small sample size of course, but in my experience last night, my ping wasn't heavily affected. Whether that will always be the case, I don't know, because we haven't had any kind of confirmation as to how they're doing this server moving. Does it look at your connection and try and put you in another server with a good connection or not? To what extent? How extreme is it? Such and so on. Is this guy dead? Yes. But obviously I'm playing in the UK where I've got a much better chance of getting a good ping. You know, if you're in the UK or the US or Germany or etc., you've got a much better shot at it than if you're in South Africa and such like. If you're playing in South Africa or wherever it may be, you know, name whichever place where there aren't many servers to choose from, or you're already playing on bad pings maybe, if you're getting moved out of the 1 or 2 available servers to somewhere else, there's no way you're going to have a good ping, right? It depends how strict it is. Maybe it'll avoid that, even with it not being the worst thing in the world. And I'm not vilifying DICE, it is something they're trying, which does have some positives, but I really think it's just keep people within the lobby to avoid all of these problems and then just move them around randomly. If you don't want to do that, try and balance it with skill if you want, or performance. I don't like that idea either, but I do think it's better than this. Because also there's a lack of flow in the maps now. There's a lack of playing that variety, or being guaranteed playing that variety. And there's a lack of flow with playing those players. Part of what some people enjoy is trying to play against or with those players for a while. Maybe spotting a name. Some people do this and they're like, send them a message if they want to squad up. Now you can still do that, but obviously now there's lots of problems and there's a lot less possibilities to do so because you're getting switch lobbies all the time. There's no getting to grips with how the enemy plays so that you can tailor your play to counter it for the next round or for the round after that, etc. There's no element of, oh well, I'll get them next time, now I know this, or here's another chance, let's show them how it's done now. Building up that kind of little rivalry for a while. I really think I should have had that kill. Maybe he beat me because of trench carbine. Whatever, that's not the point today. I've got another chance to take this guy on. Hi, pal. There we go. Vengeance. Team, can you help me with this? Alright, I guess I'll do it. Now, I will say, I didn't experience this, but there are reports of some people being placed into empty servers sometimes. Servers that didn't properly fill up, unlike my experience. That might just be a bug or something needs to be ironed out, but yes, please have a look into that. I've also seen a report or two of squads being split up, which I don't know if that's accidental or not, but I don't think that should be happening. If you've got a group of friends playing together, you don't want them getting split up by this. That will kill the social aspect, and I promise will put people off playing the game. But what about something like Friday Night Battlefield? This makes that impossible. It's just not going to be a thing. It just won't be done anymore. And that's the sort of community event, sort of social aspect that keeps games going. You want that to remain. And so we need definitive clarification as to how this will apply, how widely it will apply, and how it affects community games. If that was in the update notes for this and I've forgotten about it, then let me know in the comments below. But as of right now, I'm not sure how that applies to community games. Does it apply in there or not? I would like to think no, because surely that destroys the entire point. Maybe that's somewhere where people could do Friday Night Battlefield and stuff like that. But a flip side of this is, if that's the case, then people are going to start using community games a lot. Awesome. But the just normal lobbies that you provide are going to be, I imagine, somewhat ignored by certain aspects of the player base, or certain sections of the player base. Sit down, bro. So yeah, I think we need a lot more details on this. I think it needs a lot of tweaking. And this is just a test, as I keep saying. You know, there is the opportunity for this to get better. I hope it will. Yeah, I just don't think it's really necessary. I think another solution would avoid all of this and still provide with somewhat of a solution for lobbies getting rolled by a squad. Now, I don't want to go over everything I said yesterday again, but I do think good players is not a problem to fix. Good players and squads, there's no need to fix that as such. Lobby balancing is what you need to be focusing on. Hence, I just think random, organic, flowing, varied play and results is the way to go for this. I didn't mean to fall down. I'm going to die. My guy just jumped off the edge. I killed the thing. Yay. You have my feedback now, everyone. Dice, if you watch this, you have my feedback. I appreciate you trying to do something, I imagine, for Battlefield 6 and testing it here. That is sensible. But I urge you to reconsider or highly tune how this works currently. And you guys will know as well as I if you're looking at Twitter, but a lot of people, a lot of very good players, are struggling with this and have their own reasons for that. Some of them similar to mine. So please keep in mind the moving maps all the time, the map rotation, the ping, the playing against people within the server and trying to learn how they're playing, the flow of the game, all that stuff is being heavily affected by this premise. And I think you'd be better off with something else. Or at least make it much more lenient than it is right now. I did not expect to be moved constantly. And to everyone out there, please provide your feedback to them as well. I have heard it from Freeman himself, or Part Welsh, sorry, as it's actually known within the community, that they are listening and they do want to tweak this. But yeah, do what you can, make this work. And that's pretty much what I have to say at this point. So I hope you enjoyed or found it informative. If you did, please do consider subscribing. Let me kill the tank for the game ends. Yay, what a finish. We'll take that. All right, there we go. So I am GetGoodGuy, and I will see you next time. Laters. Hopefully this is going to be great, at least in the long term, but it needs to be bang on to not cause big problems. And with DICE's recent track record, that worries me, I think reasonably. If this is wrong now or turns out wrong in the long term, which is the main concern, this is serious risk of fatigue